Hi, welcome to HR Tech Orbit, and I'm Monish. So, in part one of this video, we understood that what is an HRMS and why do organizations need it. We learned that HRMS acts as a central system that manages employee information and HR processes. But now comes the practical question that what exactly an HRMS do? And how does it help organizations to manage employee information accurately and consistently? Many people think that HRMS is just a database system that store employee information, but in reality it does much more than that. It helps organizations manage employee informations, employee transactions, workforce changes, analytics, and compliance activities. So, today let's understand these capabilities of HRMS one by one. Let's begin with employee records. So, when an employee joins an organization, it forms an informations like name, employee ID, manager details, locations, department, and other things. So when we club all these informations together, it becomes employee's digital profile. And this profile acts as primary source of information throughout the organization. And that's why employee records are often considered as a heart of HRMS. But maintaining employee records, it's not about storing information. Organizations need visibility and structured information. For example, who is reporting to whom? How many employees belong to which department? Or, for that matter, which location? As organizations grow, it becomes very important to answer such questions. And without a centralized system, it becomes nearly very difficult. So HRMS organize employee information and present it in a structured way possible. So this process of capturing the data and storing employee information in a structured way helps organizations to work efficiently or to take better decisions. Now let's understand the core functions of HRMS with this slide. Modern HRMS platforms support multiple activities across employee lifecycle. Employee records provide the foundation. Employee transaction capture day-to-day workforce activities. Lifecycle changes helps organization manage workforce movement. Reporting provides visibility into employee data, and compliance help organizations maintain governance and accountability. So together these capabilities form the foundation of modern HRMS. Now let's talk about employees transaction. Every day employee do various activities that becomes transactions into a system. For example, they may update their manager details, they may update their address details, or request a change for personal information, or upload some document into the system. All of these activities becomes a transaction, and HRMS help us manage these transactions in a best possible way. So in many ways HRMS is not just a record management system, it is also a transaction management system. Another important capability of HRMS is managing the employee life cycle. Employees in an organization never be on the same role. They get promoted, their department get changed, their salary get revised, sometimes they change their locations, sometimes they move across the countries. Organizations need information on historical data and not just current information. So HRMS helps organizations manage, trace this historical data so that the workforce decisions can be taken effectively. Next comes my personal favorite, reporting and analytics. Organizations constantly need informations to take decisions. For example, how many employees have joined this year, or how many employees have left in past quarters, how many employees are there in each department or in each locations. Without technology, gathering this information takes significant time and efforts. So HRMS helps organization convert employee data into insights, and later these insights become actionable insights for the leaders to take decisions. Now let's discuss about compliance and governance, because this is one of the most important responsibility of any HR system, and organization must capture employee information in a proper way. For example, certain documents needs to be retained, certain changes needs to be tracked, or certain approvals needs to be documented, or certain audit requirement needs to be fulfilled. So as organizations grow, these responsibilities become increasingly important, and HRMS helps organizations in creating the consistency, creating the control, and tracing each and every employee activity. Now let's understand the core functions of HRMS with the help of a slide. Now let's discuss this slide, one employee record, many HR processes. When we look at modern HR operations, one thing becomes very clear, that employee information sits at the center of everything. Recruitment creates employee information, learning system use employee information, performance processes depend on employee informations, payroll relies on employee informations, and many other HR activities connect to same foundation, and that foundation is HRMS, because it acts as the central hub that supports multiple HR processes across the organization. By now, we clearly see that HRMS is much more than an employee database. It manages employee records, captures employees' transactions, tracks workforce changes, supports compliance and governance, and helps in reporting and analytics. So, in many ways, HRMS acts as a operational backbone for modern HRs. But this naturally leads to our next question, which is what happens after an employee joins an organization? How does an employee journey progress from hiring to onboarding to learning to payroll to performance and eventually to exit? And that's what we'll explore in our next video. So, if you found this video useful, then please do like, share, and subscribe HR Tech Orbit. And I'll see you in the next one.